So they are sickeningly good for how long they've been on the scene. He turned up to his first open mic recently with me, and he smashed it, and he's a lovely guy, you're going to love him. So do a little bit of that with him again. I'll get that up, and I'm going to hand you over to the music. Come on, Theo!
Good evening, Ferryside. It's very nice to meet you. I thought I should begin tonight by addressing the elephant in the room. Well, I haven't noticed anybody else talking to him, and I'm starting to think he might just be a side effect of my magic mushroom. It is nice to be here, though. It's just nice to be out of the house, really. My wife shut the cat in the living room last night. She peed all over the sofa. I suppose it could have been worse. Her peanuts not anywhere near as bad as the cat's. Mine does, though. Oh, terrible. I think it's my diet. I had a pot noodle for breakfast this morning, and when I peeled the lid off, written on the inside, it said, "You are not a winner." They're not going to have a competition, they're just painfully aware of who their customers are. My therapist says I have a tendency to overthink things. Let me give you 37 examples. So, I realise this is probably just going to sound like the alcoholic in me talking, but I had my scan results back from the hospital today. The doctor said my prostate is fine, but one of my testicles is shaped like a banana. I thought, well, that's a curveball. My wife bought me an amazing camouflage jacket for my birthday recently. I was going to wear it tonight, but I couldn't find it. She bought me a comedian for my birthday last year. I haven't seen that little fella since. Both kind of the same joke, really. Well, my wife says they are. I can't see it myself. So, my sister's just got a new job, working in a brothel. I've never been entirely sure of the appropriate way to address a sex worker, but hey ho. I had a near-death experience on the motorway this afternoon. I was overtaken by a hearse. Well, I say overtaken, actually he passed me on the inside and then cut in front, which usually really annoys me, but I figured, well, if anyone's allowed to undertake. Talking about undertakers, there's some very upsetting news about my father this week. He's still alive. No, I probably should say, actually, I'm sorry if anyone feels that that's a bit harsh. Obviously, I'm only joking, so there's no need to worry. He's dead. He was a big drinker, see, my old man. When we were growing up, he had a reputation as a town drunk, which was quite embarrassing because we lived in London. I was a functioning alcoholic myself for over a year, until I realised how painful and pointless functioning is. But if you tell people you're a functioning alcoholic, they get all worked up about the alcoholic bit, you don't get any credit for the functioning. Which seems a bit unfair to me, because let's be honest, there's a lot of people out there who are pretty terrible at functioning, even when they're sober. You can feel it off on your hammer, then that makes you it's living a dream, isn't it? Come on. Alright, admittedly, probably not the best thing to have said at the start of a job interview. I still got the job though, so I don't know, I guess you must be pretty desperate for bus drivers, I don't know. Only applied in the first place, so I completely misunderstood the meaning of the phrase, cheers, drive. I do like being a bus driver though. Yeah, that is true, by the way. That's a worry, isn't it? I do like it. I've always wanted a job where there was a sign up next to my workstation telling people not to speak to me or stand near me. To be fair, I've had one of those signs pretty much everywhere I've ever worked. But this is the first job where I haven't had to make that sign myself. Feels like a bit of breath. It is very sedentary work, bus driving. That's another thing I like about it. When I was in high school, my form tutor used to say to me, Donovan, nobody's going to pay you to sit on your arse and stare out the window all day. Quite nice to have proved him wrong. I probably left it a bit late to be proving him wrong about things, though, so I imagine he probably died years ago now. Which is a shame. I would have quite liked to have gone to his funeral. I could have just got up the front there and knelt down next to his coffin and just whispered to him, who's thinking outside the box now, Mr. Wilson? You do get a lot of time for thinking when you're on the buses. I was sat in traffic just the other day and reading the sign in the back window of the car in front of me, and I couldn't help thinking, do you know what? Call me an old cynic. I don't reckon there is a princess on board that ship. In my experience, real princesses don't tend to put signs in the back windows of their cars telling you what vehicle they're in. If they did, it would have made my work a hell of a lot easier back in the late 90s when I was harassing the whole thing. Sorry, it's been 28 years, isn't it? She did such wonderful work, raising awareness about the importance of anything. Talking of princesses, a woman on my bus the other day complaining very loudly because she just got around watching Disney's live-action remake of the Little Mermaid movie. Now, I don't know if anybody remembers this, there was some controversy when it came out because they cast an African-American actor in the lead role. This woman was furious about it. She said, it's just ridiculous. Woke's gone too far this time. I mean, it's stupid because you just don't see black mermaids, do you? I'll be honest though, I found it quite reassuring in a way, it's that realisation that not all racists are just pure evil. Some of them are just pure thick. Granted, there is quite a big overlap in the middle of that Venn. Unfortunately, most of the people in it don't know what a Venn diagram is. So, good luck trying to explain that one. And the ones who do know are probably still really angry about it. It's foreign, isn't it? Talking of foreigners, I was just wondering to myself today, do you reckon? I was wondering, do you reckon, right? Can a man from the fourth largest Mediterranean island use just one word to describe both his language and his cultural identity?
Sicilian.
Of course you can. I've never been to Corsica myself, but I've travelled quite a bit with a number of different jobs I've had over the years. I was once paid to transport a vacuum cleaner all the way from a city in West Canada to a museum in Paris. I had to manoeuvre a Hoover from Vancouver to the Hoover. Luckily, that was a skill I had in my Hoover. Just found out they're going to be doing random drug testing at work soon. I'm not too worried about it for myself because personally I don't take random drugs. I do quite like magic mushrooms though, that's great nice on those. One time I was on them and everybody I saw had giant cream cakes on their feet. I heard somebody talking about shoe pastries. That gives you an idea what it's like as inside. But I thoroughly recommend the psychedelic experience. It helps people understand what the human mind is really capable of. Which is why it always makes me laugh when you hear people saying things like, oh, I know ghosts are real because I've seen one. Or, oh, I know UFOs are real because I've seen one. Like, I've seen a tree climb over a house and run away across the field. That's what I think really happened. I wasn't watching the Lord of the Rings movies, so it was a good documentary, isn't it? I flagged up the nonsense with those flipping trees. No, I don't really take drugs that much anymore because, well, I'm 55 years old. I have a 3-year-old daughter that I do most of the childcare for. So, I don't really need to take drugs anymore because I'm so permanently exhausted. I'm probably losing it anyway. Perpetually sleeping tight, really. I'll be honest, there's a small part of me that's quite looking forward to being dead, just so I can find out how I lie down. Can't afford to be dead just yet. There's human responsibilities. As well as the little one, I've got 2 older children from a previous marriage. When we split up, the kids are still very little. And I'm ashamed to say sometimes we would use them as weapons against each other when we fought. Now they're fully grown, that doesn't tend to happen so much anymore because they're a lot harder to swing. Although having said that, if you land a blow, there's a lot more damage. So, it's still worth a try. I'm thinking I should probably leave it there because I've just realised I can't see that elephant anymore. So, either my mushroom is starting to wear off, or he was the bugger who stole my camouflage jacket. I'm going to go and see if I can find him. So, thank you very much. You've been a lovely audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, come and get out. And that's